Hi everyone and hello to our lecture. My name is Marcus Muklis from the Management Study Program. Today I am very excited to be here to deliver my presentation titled International Product Strategy: Navigating Global Expansion Amid Modern Geopolitical Dynamic. We will dive into how multinational corporations must adapt to stay competitive and survive in today's challenging global market. Before we dive deeper, here is our discussing agenda for today. We will begin with the core pillar of international product strategy. Examine the operational scope of product. Understand the real impact of current geopolitics. Let's start with the primary dilemma faced by multinational corporations: balancing global integration against local market responsiveness. The first option is product standardization, which means selling the exact same product across different countries without significant change, as seen with Apple's iPhone. The adaptive is massive manufacturing cost efficiency and strong global brand consistency, but the disadvantage is the risk of mismatching local preferences.
The second option is product adaptation, which means tailoring the product to specific local market needs, such as McDonald's modification its menu in each country. While this is highly preferred by local consumers, the drawback is that it requires substantially higher product and operational costs. Okay, based on how products are managed operationally, we can classify them into three categories. First is the global product, which is highly standardized with the exact same design, features, and branding worldwide, like the Apple iPhone. Second is the multinational product, and offering will on-off core from work, but flexibly modified using localization strategies in each country, such as McDonald's menu. Lastly, the local product is developed exclusively for a single target market, focusing entirely on domestic consumer with no global expansion plans. Now, how do we connect this theory to today's reality? We are facing an era of deglobalization where trade protection, tariff wars, and national security tax blockades are rising. This geopolitical tension make a pure product standardization strategy highly risky. Companies are now forced into regionalization or product adaptation to compete with strict local regulation. When global supply chains break down due to political conflict, local product adaptation become a necessity for survival rather than just a marketing option. Moving on to international pricing strategies, there are three main approaches here. First, standardization pricing, which sets relative identical prices worldwide. This is effective for premium brand consistency but completely overlook local pricing power. Second, market-based pricing, where prices are adaptive based on local economic conditions, such as pricing product lower in developing nations to stay competitive even though it results in varying profit margin. 3 is transparent pricing, the internal pricing machine used for the transaction between subs- subsidiaries within a multinational corporation to optimize global tax efficiency. When entering an international market, three or two primary pricing strategies available. First is skimming pricing, which deploys a high internal price to target premium segment, making it ideal for highly innovative product based by strong brands like Apple. The second strategy is penetration pricing, which sets a low internal price to rapidly capture market share. This, op- this approach is highly suited for price-sensitive markets facing intense competition like Xiaomi. Let's examine a case analysis of a competition entering the Indonesian market. There are three economic considerations here. A relatively low pricing power, a fluctuating currency exchange rate, and a high volume of accepting competitor. Based on this condition, the most logical strategy discussing is to deploy penetration pricing. The justification is clear. The, the price must be highly competitive from day on to successfully attract Indonesia's massive mass market customer base. In global pricing, there are two major risks frequently amplified by geopolitical situation. The first risk is dumping and predatory pricing, which involve selling product in fragmenting market at a lower price than at home to surprise competitors. A method worse, nations often do this aggressively, triggering severe international anti-dumping policy and sanctions. The second risk is price escalation, where products become unsustainably expensive abroad due to layered tax, tariff, and distribution costs. Geopolitical conflict in major shipping lanes, such as the current Red Sea crisis, directly spike global logistic costs and trigger these risks. So, how can companies control the risk of price escalation and geopolitical tariff barriers? The answer is suffering from merely exporting goods to investing in locality product via foreign direct investment or FDI by establishing manufacturing plants within the target country. Companies can bypass unstable international supply chains, avoid expensive import tariff, lower distribution costs, and ultimately make the final product price much more competitive in the local market. In conclusion, the era of the one-size-fits-all product or pure standardization is fading to geopolitical fragmentation. Modern multinational corporations must adopt a local strategy, thinking globally but acting locally. In a world full of political instability, operational flexibility to adapt product and pricing at a regional leveling outweighs pure production cost efficiency.
That consolidates my presentation. Thank you and see you.